Plaintiff Wanda Boone dated the defendant on and off for 8 years, and after they broke up, the defendant often drove her to run errands. Wanda claims on one occasion the defendant was driving erratic and they crashed, so she's suing him for medical bills. Defendant Gerald Grimes says soon after he started dating Wanda, she had a heart attack. And despite the fact that Gerald didn't leave her side, he claims Wanda left him after he thought he had a heart attack. Gerald insists Wanda is suing the wrong person.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Me and him was in a relationship since 2011, on and off for 8 years. I was married for 37 years, but my husband passed, and I got in a relationship with him.
When did you all begin again?
2011.
11? Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead.
And he would still come and get me to take me around to do my errands because I don't drive anymore.
You say still, that meant to me that somebody had been doing it.
Well, when me and him would break up, he would still come and get me to run errands.
You all started dating in 2011, and you all broke up how many? Just off and on for them?
Oh, a lot of time.
Okay, but he'd still come and help you?
Yeah.
All right, what else? He'd come and help you? Would he help himself before he left?
No.
All right, go ahead.
No.
You didn't have to give him none?
Not anything.
No food? I'm saying some of the food from the errands.
Oh, well, maybe food, yes.
From the errands he was taking you on.
He might get a little takeout. I mean, I fed him good.
Is that what they call it now?
Yeah, they call it a little taste. Go ahead. Of the food. Go ahead. Your mind's out in the gutter.
Yes, sickos.
Go ahead, ma'am. So every now and then he'd take you, run your errands.
Mm-hmm. And, but this particular day,
So you're about to tell me about the details. So let me allow him to give some background first about his woman. Yes, sir.
Again, I met her.
Why you laugh?
I met her in 2011. My wife passed away, a year before I met her, and I was getting in a serious relationship. I wasn't looking for, fling or nothing like that. And in fact, she, like 3 or 4 months after I met her, she had a heart attack. I took her out to eat. She started hurting here, and I thought it was some type of indigestion or something. She broke out in a cold sweat, took her to the hospital, and here they found out she was having a heart attack.
Wow.
And they ended up taking her to the same hospital my wife passed away at, so, which made it really tough.
Wow.
I said to myself, it's not going to happen again. I'm not going to lose somebody else. And I stayed there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. How long was that? A day?
About 3 days.
3 days.
And I never left. I was sleeping in the chair, eating, snack crackers and pop for 3 days. And in fact, she had an incision that they couldn't get to stop bleeding. And I just didn't want to leave her. I said, I'm not going to let this happen again. But, I do have a temper, and because of everything I've been through, and I've been working on that. I'm not perfect, but she can get pretty heated too. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
And how often would you all be on and off?
Well, some people would get involved with, say stuff about me behind my back or something like that, and then we'd get into it and get really emotional.
Did you all live together ever?
Yeah, on and off.
From what time frame?
We got together in 2011. About 2014, we were living together.
Until
we were there for about 2 years. And we had an argument one time, and I started getting chest pains. And I went to the hospital. We got a big heated argument, and I thought I was having a heart attack. Well, here it turned out to be my esophagus went into a spasm, and it was about the same spot where your heart at. Well, when I went back home, she was gone, and her stuff was gone because of that argument we had. And then she, we were apart for about 3 months after that.
When did you all break up last?
That was about a year ago.
Okay, 19, fall of 19. That sounds like about what you were beginning to tell me about. So, what happened in fall of 19?
Well, when he came and got me,
He came and got you to do what?
To go
run
grocery
the
shopping.
errand?
Yeah.
So he could get a taste.
No, he wasn't getting none of that.
You said you cooked for him. You said you give him some food sometime.
Well, he was acting up, so,
All right, you wouldn't even let the man eat.
Not a cracker.
Go ahead.
When he came and got me, he was weaving out of traffic and driving erratically. I was looking at him, I said, "Are you okay?" Meaning, are you okay to drive? I could have went back home. He said, yes, in a snappy voice, and 2 or 3 minutes later, boom, we got in an accident. And that's because he was swerving in and out, he was driving recklessly. Somebody hit us in the back, and then he was so close that he hit another car
in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
If he was hit in the back, you're saying had he been further enough behind the car in front,
he wouldn't have hit the car.
He still wouldn't have hit it?
I don't think so.
You want to have a picture of the accident?
No,
I can kind of tell the impact, because certain impacts you can kind of tell. But
yeah, he did get a dent in his back bumper. The lady in front of us didn't get hurt, but I had to go to the emergency room straight out there because the seatbelt fell and it threw me forward. And that part caught. But the other one...
You're suing him about medical expenses?
Well, a promissory note.
To do what?
He told me he was going to help pay my medical bills.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Let me hear from you.
Oh, that's not exactly how it happened.
All right. Tell me.
What happened was I picked her up, and I was on 17th Street she lives on, and I was going to pull on to Cleveland. Well, I'm a cautious driver, and I was looking for, make sure I had a proper distance, pull out and so I wouldn't cause any hazard. Well, this woman behind me, instead of doing a little, she was getting impatient. Instead of doing a little toot, she went like that, and every hair on my body stood up. I mean, she had me really razzled, and I started yelling, screaming about her. I mean, I wasn't screaming at her. I was, you're trying what she wants to do, make me get in an accident, and blah, blah. And yeah, I was having a fit from about 17th Street. But once I got about 25th Street or 30th Street, I was calmed down. And then we were stopped at 34th. There was a red light, lady in front of me, and then I was just sitting there, and I calmed down, we started talking. I didn't even hear any tires screech. All I heard was that horrible bang. And the first thing I asked her, I said, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "No, I'm not okay." And I hurried up and got my phone out, dialed 911. Ambulance got there in about 10 minutes, and she was gone. So she was at the hospital.
Okay, and by way of the ambulance?
By way of the ambulance, correct. And I think why I didn't get hurt as I was holding on to the steering wheel and I had my seatbelt on, and I just kind of jerked a little bit. I was sore, but I didn't have any really serious injuries, so I didn't go to the hospital. The police officer told me, and there was a witness, that I was stopped. And he says, he says, if you weren't stopped, I would cite you for improper distance because you could have, you could have done something about it, but you were stopped and there's nothing you could have done about it. And I said, okay. And I said, he goes, and that's the good news. He says, bad news, the lady that hit you don't have insurance. And so we filled out the reports and everything, and I went right away to the hospital to make sure, she was okay. And then what happened was we started talking, and she started talking about the bills and everything. And I said, well, I'll just turn it into my insurance company because I bought a car and have a lien against it. You have to have full coverage. Mm-hmm. And what happened was when I went to make a claim, they told me I did not have medical and I didn't have uninsured motorist coverage. I said, well,
Did you agree to pay for her medical expenses?
Yeah, because I thought I was going to get a settlement from, I was going to get a check.
Did you say you had something in writing?
Yes, on page 1, I have a promissory note.
Did you include that in your written instrument, sir, that I'll pay if the insurance gives me the money?
No, that's not stated here, but that was the intention. I mean, I thought I was going to get that money, and then...
When the case is settled, what is that?
I get a settlement check.
From insurance?
It's from insurance. And I feel, since it was that other woman's, fault that hit us, I feel she should go after her because she's the one that injured her. I didn't injure her.
Anyone have anything showing who was at fault?
The report, let's see what page is it on here.
Because what you have presented me with, ma'am, this is a conditional promise, and that is when the case is settled. But settled could be when they told you no.
That's what he told me. The case is settled now.
Settled means we're not going. Our settlement is no. It was, we're not giving you any money. So it was settled.
It says that she was cited for improper distance.
The
lady
driver
that
behind
hit us.
you. The Unit 1 was behind Unit 2 and failed to maintain proper distance, striking Unit 2 and forcing Unit 2 into Unit 3. All right. So it does say that they failed to maintain proper distance, and that is negligent on behalf of the car that struck you. So it has determined, ma'am, that the other person was negligent, and he's right. You got to sue the negligent party, and that's the person who did not maintain proper distance and therefore hit you guys and pushed you into the other person. He did nothing wrong.
But when he promised to help me pay because he knew that I couldn't pay all these bills, I mean, I'm only suing for like half of these bills.
The only issue is whether when you agreed to pay when the case is settled, whether that's a condition or not. Because if that's a condition of paying for it, the question is, what does settled mean? Does settled mean when we give our answer? Or does settled mean when we give you money? And typically, settled means when we give you money. That's you get a settlement for your lawsuit. You get a settlement on your claim. That doesn't mean nothing. They never say settlement meaning nothing. Settlement, by definition, with regard to lawsuits and claims, is getting money, receiving monies. And ma'am, he never received any money. And he said, when the case is settled. And he's not negligent. It's not his fault.
He just told me 3 months ago that he was sorry. He would promise to start paying on this. And he hasn't.
Did you tell her that?
Yet.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't give her the whole thing, but I said we could make payment arrangements because the argument we got into is she said I should be responsible for suing that lady that hit us. And I didn't pursue that. That's what the argument's been about.
And you admit to telling her that you would pay 3 months ago. However, that's a promise of a gift, ma'am. That's what that equals. A promise of a gift, because he isn't liable. He's done nothing wrong. So you can't say you agreed to pay me for what you did to my car, because he did nothing to you. You can say you agreed to give me some money relating to what happened to my car, but he didn't do anything wrong. He's saying, I will give you some money. I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm going to give you some money. Well, that's a gift he's promising. And the promise of a gift is not enforceable until the gift is made. If he gave you the $2,300, he couldn't say, give me my money back because I didn't do anything. No, you've already completed that gift. You've given it to me. So it hasn't been completed. His gift was to be made when the case was settled.
And he did give me $500.
Yeah, that's a gift. You get to keep the $500. We're talking about the $2,300. And it was a conditional gift. And the condition is that when the case is settled, you got to sue the other person, ma'am. I'm sorry. Okay. I know you've been gunning for him anyway because y'all fall out so much. But in this case, I can't give it to you. I feel sorry for you, all of that. But I have to go with the law. Okay. And he did nothing wrong. He did zero wrong. So he shouldn't have to pay for anything when he didn't do anything wrong. He promised you a gift conditioned upon when the money came, the settlement. It never came. Sorry, gotta go sue the other person. Bring them in here. I'll still be here. I'll leave the lights on. $2,300. Unfortunately, I have to dismiss your claim, but the other person certainly is liable based on what I read in that report and based on the facts that I heard. All right, good luck to you. Sorry, but I gotta go with the law. That's right.
I don't think I could say what I want to say to him right now. I just want my money.
Well, you know,
I want my money.
Right, I give you 500. You know, there's another stimulus coming. I could help you out a little bit more when we get the second stimulus.
I want you to pay them bills.
Well, I can't pay the whole thing. It's only $1,200.
I want you to pay those bills. I did not get in that accident. You was driving crazy.
I mean, I'm so poor that the post office changed my zip code to a fraction.
They should change you. They should
that's how poor I am.
to a decimal because that's what you were.